with one of these football, streams. Maybe go on for about an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer to just see how I'm feeling. I've had a pretty good day today. Spent some time with the family. Um, it was really nice and all that. You know, it's always good to get out the house, go touch some grass, get some fresh air, which is what people need to go do nowadays. I feel like a lot of people stay inside, which I used to do. I'm a homebody naturally, but you know, past few years I've been getting out a lot more, and it's really helped me mentally. So I'm just encouraging people to go step outside. Don't be inside all day. Go get some exercise. Go spend some time with your loved ones as well. But we're back here now with some pretty cool stuff that's happened over the past 48 hours, I guess. Talks about Lemur Senior, bro. Crystal Palace on their side, because you don't really expect Liam Rosina to really want to leave Chelsea. It's basically the dream job for a manager that's never came into the Premier League, right? So we see stuff on that today. And then now, as right before I hit the live button, bro, I saw this about Palmer, and we need to talk about this because it's like I said, I was talking about somebody else big may leave in the summer outside of Enzo Fernandez. It's not going to be Caicedo. I think the wild card person to leave in the summer is going to be this brother right here. Right. So we pull over here to X, man, and it says exclusive. Cole Palmer is increasingly disillusioned with life at Chelsea and primed to leave this summer. Man United, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich are all interested in 150 million rated England star, right? So, you know, is this true? I mean, honestly, I don't think so. We've heard all the drama, bro, about him leaving, possibly if we don't get Champions League or whatever. I don't think he's really inclined to leave. I think even if we miss out, he's going to end up staying. But I feel like the following summer, if we don't get into the top four next season and we don't qualify for the Champions League, I think he's going to push for a move away. And I think he would try to push for a move to Manchester United, honestly, especially because Manchester United getting into the Champions League, they're going to probably end up getting better players in their squad. Champions League means you are able to get the better players and pay them the wages that you're generally going to pay the bigger stars. But is he going to leave? I don't know. I don't think so. But anything could happen over the summer. I mean, people need to stop living in a world where Enzo couldn't leave either. I mean, it's a real possibility, bro, that two of the core players in the squad could end up leaving in the summer if we don't get the Champions League. One, and two, if there's no ambition from these owners, but it's still Blue Co out, no matter what. It doesn't matter what they say or what they do, they need to get out. That's why the protests on the 18th, people just needed to really be out there and voice their opinion. If I was living out there in the UK, I would absolutely be out there voicing my opinion on this because I'm tired of it living out here in California, bro. Like, it's like I keep saying in all my streams, on my videos, I be waking up at 4:30, 7 o'clock, right, to watch these games, bro. Like, you really think I want to sit here and wake up at 4:30 in the morning to watch mediocrity? No, that's not why I fell in love with this club, bro. I fell in love with this club because they were serial winners. They were winning silver. They were consistently in the Champions League. You knew in the top four, Chelsea would be in that conversation and generally would be pushing for the title. Now, how far away are they from winning the title? Very far. The next season is going to be very telling about how far away they really are because it's been over since the Arsenal game in November. So at the end of the day, man, could Cole Palmer leave in the summer? No. I mean, yes, but I don't think he will. I think it's going to be the following summer where we see where his head is at, especially if we don't qualify for the Champions League, man. You know, and then Enzo, it's like I said, bro, he's more likely to leave this summer than anybody. And I think it's a 50-50 shot that he leaves in the summer. Right? So it looks like Malo Gusto also spoke, right? He revealed that the players themselves were shocked when Enzo Maresca was relieved his duties and put a dip in form since then to the change of managers. I mean, that's obvious, bro. But to hear it from the players, they're really the inside sources you need to hear from about the mood of the dressing room. It's clear there's a divide in there right now. A lot of players just aren't feeling Liam Rossini's tactics, and clearly he doesn't have the backing of these players. At least with Enzo Maresca, these players played for him. Was his football boring to watch? Yes, at times. But when they went on that stretch last season, no, I think it was from the end of October to basically I think the second week of December, they were rip roaring through teams, right? We haven't seen that team since. And I always keep saying we haven't seen the real Chelsea since they played Real Madrid in 2022. We haven't seen them since. That's where the real Chelsea's at, and we're still trying to find them, but we can't find them, man. You know, so it's not surprising that he's feeling because this way he did play well under Enzo Maresca. So I'm not surprised that he's saying something. Enzo's saying something. I'm sure Palmer feels the same exact way, bro. A lot of these players probably were frustrated with the training and stuff like that with Enzo, but at the end of the day, he was turning them into mentality monsters, and they were generally in every single game and weren't getting ripped apart. We weren't this bad under Enzo Maresca. We are terrible under Liam Rossini. This is worse than when Graham Potter was here, right? And the scariest part is that if Liam Rossini is relieved of his duties, Gary O'Neill is going to be the manager, right? And I watched a video before I hit record, right? He's more qualified than Rossini is, bro. And like he's managed Bournemouth and Wolves, right? And he's more qualified than a guy that's taking the helm right now. It's insane, man. That's why these owners need to get out, bro. It's as simple as that. These owners need to get out. They're absolutely ruining this club. So the protest on the 18th, people need to show up in numbers. People need to voice their opinions, man, because enough is enough. And me myself, if I was able to attend, I would absolutely attend. I'm saying this with the platform I have. It's not as big of a platform, but I'm just trying to make sure that my voices are out there and I'm expressing my concern because I'm very concerned about the direction that this club is going. We see where Tottenham is right now, right? Tottenham would kill to be in sixth. They would kill to be in sixth place right now. But they are where they are because the play on the field is terrible and the ownership and the board there clearly Daniel Levy wasn't the actual issue at the club. There's bigger issues at Spurs now. They're already losing a major not shirt sponsor. They're losing a major sponsor at the end of the season. My opinion is it's the front of shirt sponsor. Tottenham have to figure a way to get to stay in the league. Otherwise, they're going to be in a world of trouble. And I've been saying this since it's been confirmed that they're in this relegation battle. If they get relegated, they're not coming back up right away. I don't care who the manager is or what players are there. Tottenham are not coming straight up. I think it's the year after, but Tottenham aren't coming straight up because I'm sure a lot of the players in that current squad have a relegation clause in their contract that if they get relegated, they have to be sold. So players like who's on Tottenham, bro? Mickey Van de Ven, Xavi Simons, right? Mohamed Kudus, Bergval, Romero, probably Vicario, right? It's like Tottenham are in a world of trouble. A lot of those players are going to leave, man. Richarlison will leave, right? Betancourt will leave, bro. Kulusevski will definitely leave once he recovers from injury. I mean, they're in a world of trouble, bro. Dominic Solanke will definitely leave and will probably go to a top 8 club. So Tottenham are in a world of trouble, man. In an absolute world of trouble. And Chelsea are in the same direction. They're going in the same direction. And speaking of Tottenham, right? So it's starting to be more confirmed now that Man City are going to face that massive 60-point deduction. And if it is confirmed, and it looks like it could take effect this season, man, and save Tottenham from relegation. How insane would that be? That all this talk about Tottenham going down and this and that, Man City still had 115 charges over their head. Chelsea just got their verdict. And some would say they actually got away with it. If Man City get this 60-point deduction, it's over, bro. Pep's leaving at the end of the season. Enzo Maresca is probably not going to Man City. Why do you think we haven't really heard anything yet about who the next manager is going to be? Because this is still something that is going on, right? So if Man City do get this deduction, bro, it's insane. To do this at the end of the season is wild, bro. I've been saying they should have this start at the start of next season, and then it would still effectively relegate them at the end of next season. But they want to do this now. They want to do this before the end of the season. So it doesn't matter how many points Man City accumulate, man. It doesn't matter. If this goes into effect this season, Man City's cooked. And then we can probably start talking about what players are going to want to stay if Man City get this kind of deduction, bro. Erling Haaland, is he going to stay? Is Doku staying? Is Shirky staying? Right? Is Reinders staying? Is Donnarumma staying? Is Gay going to stay? Are these players going to stick around if Man City get this and they get relegated? I'm sure a lot of those players are going to get out. And then it's going to be a fire sale at Man City. But Chelsea aren't going to go anywhere near those players because they demand too much money and it's not in their age bracket of what they're looking for. So it's wild scenes, man. I mean, could this really go into effect? Yeah, man. Spurs coming back next season. Yeah. If this happens, bro, Spurs are probably the luckiest club I've ever seen. Yeah. Like they're praying on their hands and knees, bro, if this happens. This is not good. Punishing a good club so that the terrible one can enjoy. I mean, you got to follow the rules, bro. I'm saying that as a Chelsea fan, man. Like, I mean, would they really do this though? Like, would they really do this? Could the Premier League really relegate one of the pillars? I mean, you're not saying Tottenham is a pillar of the Premier League. They don't win anything. Yeah, they won the Europa League last season, but generally, I mean, they're not winning anything. They're a big club that thinks they're a big club, right? But at the end of the day, I just don't know, man. It would be insane if this does happen, though. But when would this go into effect? That's what I want to know. I want to know what people really think about this. Like, could they really do this, man? I don't know. I mean, I'd be here for it, like, but damn, at the end of the season would be nuts, bro. I mean, I guess asking his girl is something, but I mean, I guess it is like the closest person to him, right? But I mean, it's it's like I said, man. It sounds like he wants to go to River Plate. I mean, go back to River Plate towards the end of his career, really. But it's like, man, I mean, we'll see what happens with him. It's going to be very interesting. We know he is trying to defend the manager, but Liam needs to be criticized. He does. Malagusto has offended Liam Rossini and said he does not understand the criticism he has received since becoming manager. I mean, you're just trying to you're just trying to protect them, man. But at the end of the day, when you're the manager of a Big Six club in the Premier League, especially at Chelsea, you're gonna be in the hot seat because there's expectations that come with being the manager at Chelsea Football Club, bro. You're supposed to be a winner, you're supposed to get results, and you're supposed to have this team in the Champions League year in, year out. At the bare minimum is the Champions League. Then you start talking about what pieces of silverware we should be winning, right? And Chelsea historically should be competing for the Premier League and should be going to at least the quarterfinals of the Champions League, if not pushing on to win it, right? They've been capable of doing it and they've been capable of winning the Premier League, but it was under a different ownership model, bro. Roman saw a different results. He would get the next guy that knew what he was doing and would get him some piece of silverware. Make sure that you're in the Champions League, but also give me some silverware at the same time, and they would generally do it. They would generally do it. But if we're gonna flip away from Chelsea for a second, talk about the United States national team, bro. As an American, dude, like this is why I don't pay attention to the national team as much as I should. Even though I love the sport to death and I will be supporting like my country, obviously, but they they lose 5-2 to a Belgian team that you could make the argument probably isn't Belgium's first 11. And now the question is, should he be sacked before the World Cup? No, you can't sack him right now. It's too late. But if Tottenham survive and they stay in the Premier League, he's going to be at Tottenham next season. You can book it. It looks like he's already frustrated. He's been frustrated. His head is gone. I mean, what is this quote right here? Plan to be in the semifinal. In the semifinal of the World Cup, bro. You're tripping, man. I said something yesterday about how if the US actually plays well, they can get to the round of 16, but that's where their journey ends. They're not getting to no semifinal, bro. That's when you start thinking about match fixing. It's like, okay, bro, like there's no shot. There's no shot. The United States is being France, England, Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, definitely Belgium. We just seen that now. Germany. Like they're not beating any of these powerhouses, bro. So no, the United States are not getting to no semifinal. They may not even get to the quarterfinals, bro. The round of 16 is where I think their journey ends, honestly. But we'll see, man. Could he be sacked? I mean, honestly, he's not going to be there at the end of the season, or he's not going to be there after the World Cup. USA are destroying Kevin De Bruyne and Doku's Belgium. Go check the goalkeeper in the press. Yeah, but they lost. They ended up losing 5-2, bro. It's it it's scary hours, bro. Because I do think that if Man City gets a 60-point deduction and therefore relegation, you know what that means, right? Tottenham stay up, even if they finish 18th. What? But wouldn't that push everybody up one spot? The Premier League cannot relegate Manchester City to League One or League Two because that is an EFL decision. And Manchester City have not had any charges proven against them by the EFL. In the championship, it's not the EFL's power to determine anything. A 60-point deduction is imposed in the Premier League. It means Man City would finish bottom of the league potentially, which means Burnley, Wolves, and City go down. Spurs finishing 18th would mean they would jump back into 17th and stay up. Yeah, basically, yeah. Oh, you're right. This season, I mean, and we might bro. And if this happens, bro, Chelsea may qualify for the Champions League. It's like I said, there's now two crummy possibilities. Uh, a shambles of a football club right now could make the Champions League. Aston Villa win the Europa League and they finish inside of the top five. Chelsea finished sixth. They're in the Champions League. That's a crummy way to get in, bro. Or now, Man City get the 60-point deduction. Chelsea finished fifth, and fifth may be good enough to get into the Champions League. That's what I'm saying, bro. And these owners are going to be like, oh, look, we qualified for the Champions League. And yeah, bro, because Man City had a 60-point deduction, bro. Or Aston Villa won the Europa League. It's ridiculous, man. Cole Palmer doesn't need Nicholas Jackson. He needs a Nicholas Jackson, a striker who makes constant forward penetrative runs for him. 23, 24 most goals and assists in the PL, 24, 25 second most chance created. João Pedro doesn't offer this. Omega can actually solve this for Chelsea, but he's having a really bad injury right now himself. But give Palmer someone who runs for him, gives him space for magic, and if he can't do the magic, he'll put it on a plate for you instead. All you need to do is run for him. If he stayed at City and played with Holland, really scary. I mean, if he did stay at Man City, him and Erling Haaland would be ripping it up, and they probably wouldn't have Sherky right now, honestly. And Phil Foden would still be struggling for game time. But one thing I want to touch on is the João Pedro thing. Palmer and João Pedro play very well off each other, in my opinion. And I agree with you on the Liam Delap part. He's not intelligent enough. He doesn't have the IQ to know where to move into and how to link up with a player like Cole Palmer, right? But I do think Cole Palmer does need Nicholas Jackson. I think they were perfect for each other. They were near the top in goals created between each other, man. They were climbing that, like those charts. The same charts that you see, I think it's Frank Lampard and Drogba on, Harry Kane and Son on, right? Like those are the kind of players that you're linking up with, and it's like, damn, bro, like that was a real partnership. João Pedro is an excellent partner for Cole Palmer, but is he going to make those runs in behind like Nicholas Jackson? Even though Nicholas Jackson was caught offside a lot, there was more of an intent to run in behind and try to get in behind. The difference between him and João Pedro is more clinical, bro, and he's more techie. And in my opinion, he's more physical than Nico Jackson, but Nicholas Jackson is the perfect player to complement a player like Cole Palmer. I think so, at least. But you know, we do need to get somebody in the summer, bro. But these ain't gonna do that. Why do Chelsea players look world class on international duty but forget how to play football once they put on a blue shirt? Because the tactics suck, bro. And the manager is just out of his depth. And you just have players in that squad that just aren't good enough, honestly. Like, it's time for. Yeah, bro. I saw this too. England have announced that Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka will return to Arsenal for medical assessment. I mean, I think that is important because Arsenal still have. They're still in three. They just lost the Carabao Cup final. So, you know, they need everybody fit. So I think it is smart for Arsenal to call them back and say, nah, like our season's more important than a couple friendlies in March when these two are going to be in the World Cup squad. So I know we're all on the same page with the Sassy Batty Show, Wesley Fofana, Delap, and Garnacho. Blues. Your honest opinion on Pedro Neto. Should we keep him as backup or sell him? I think you have to capitalize on him. Meaning, I think you got to sell him. And there are going to be clubs that are looking for a winger like him. Atletico Madrid, Barcelona could probably use him, right? Who else could use a winger like him, bro? Even if he were to say go to Italy, go to go to Inter maybe. I don't know, man. Go to Napoli probably. I don't know. I think you should sell him because he's too inconsistent on the wings. And in my opinion, he's a very selfish player. On his day, he's very good, but generally he has more bad days than he does good days. So I would sell him. Thomas Tuchel has admitted Trevor Chalobah is ahead of Harry Maguire. I mean, honestly, bro, I think Harry Maguire is having a fantastic season. So I don't know. I think Harry Maguire should be one of the starting center backs for the England squad, only because he's having a fantastic season. And yes, Trevor Chalobah's been all right, but he's for me right now. Given if I were to say between Harry Maguire and Trevor Chalobah, who's having the better season, it's Harry Maguire. Yeah, they don't rate him, bro. Like they don't rate Lane Rossini, bro. They if Enzo Maresca was the manager still right now, I don't think we're playing this bad, bro. And there's people on here on this platform right here or Twitter who are saying that we wouldn't, you know, we would be just as bad. No, we wouldn't. I don't think we would be this bad, and I don't think Reece James is injured right now. Because what did Enzo Maresca do? He protected Reece James. How many managers have come into this club and says you need to protect this man? And he went a year straight, over a year without getting injured. Now all of a sudden, he's out for the rest of the season basically because he has his 10th hamstring injury. This is why these managers are saying you need to protect him. You can't have him do those 40-yard, 50-yard dashes that up and down the pitch because his body's not built for that. It looks like it is, but his body's not built for it. And I said in the game against Newcastle, when they got torn open, Reece James had to make a 40-yard recovery run, and that's when I think he got injured. But he played through the injury and made it worse because he wanted to get the 3 points. That's my theory on it. I could be wrong, but I do think that's what actually happened. As much as Chelsea fans don't like this lad, he would have won them at least. Yeah, bro, I've been saying this about Nicholas Jackson, bro. I don't think we're this. I don't think we're playing this bad. If we had him and João Pedro in this team, bro, I think we would be absolutely filthy up front, honestly. But I like our issues aren't in attack, man. Honestly, our issues are defensively, dude. It's the defensive issues that we have because we create chances like crazy, but at the same time, we're not clinical all the time. There's only so many players in the squad that are actually clinical in front of goal. João Pedro, you can say Palmer is. I would throw Enzo in that category as well because he's shown the technical ability in the box to score, right? So I would say he's a goal threat, especially this season. But yeah, if we had somebody like him in the squad, pair him up with João Pedro, who is honestly, they would play so well off each other. You have the perfect blend of a finesse footballer with somebody that could be in the future built as a physical speed demon. Like you want those as your two main striking options. You have a finesse physical striker and then a pacey physical demon, bro. And that's what he could become, in my opinion, if he builds his body right. That's just how I feel about it because I see a lot of these players all a lot differently, especially watching them the way that I do. Like I can see the potential in Nicholas Jackson, even though a lot of people don't rate him like that. I think we gave up on him too early. And I think he deserves a second chance to really right his wrong, to really prove to everybody that he really was that other striker that Chelsea are missing. And that signing Liam Delap was a 30 million mistake, bro. And it really was. Like that's one thing that he did really well though, man, was that he he knew how to hold the ball up enough to where he can do stuff like this, right? And create something out of nothing. because I genuinely think he loved playing like for like the club on. I really think he does love playing for Chelsea. I mean, I do miss Nicholas Jackson. I don't think we're this. I don't think. I think we're definitely scoring more goals with him. I think we're probably crossing the 60 goal mark already in the season. Because with the opportunities that we're creating, honestly, like I feel like he would have put at least half of those away. Even though he's missed some gilt edge, clear cut chances, bro, that make you scratch your head. Is like, how do you miss that? But yeah, man, I mean, Nicholas Jackson is an interesting case because there is a possibility that he does come back in the squad next summer or this summer. So I wouldn't mind seeing him, man. I would prefer to have him than Liam Delap, bro. Never in my life would I throw or threw. I'd be in a position as Chelsea where I'm practically begging 14th place Crystal Palace to take our manager off us. This is what Igbali has done to this club. He needs to sell up immediately. I mean, it's wild, bro. Liam Rosenior, supposedly Crystal Palace are checking their tabs on him, right? And it's like, we will gladly give you Liam Rosenior, bro. But would anybody take Oliver Glasner as manager? I just wanted to like ask that as a question. Like, I'm not saying I want him there, but would any Chelsea fans, right? Would anybody take Oliver Glasner at Chelsea? Honestly, I don't think it's a crazy take to have because I mean, I'd rather have him uh than who we have now. Absolutely. Yeah, blue co out. Absolutely. Yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go to use the restroom. All right. But yeah, so we're back right now. Really had to pee, man. But Crystal Palace are keeping a close eye on the future of Liam Rosenior at Chelsea. It's a highly thought of at Selhurst Park. I mean, honestly, these owners aren't gonna let him go easily. They're if they want him, they're gonna definitely have to pay some type of like compensation. Compensation. I can't even talk right now. They're gonna have to pay some type of package like to get him, and probably an expensive one too. Because I don't know how much he's making, and I don't really care to look. I just know he should not be the manager at Chelsea Football Club, bro. This is for the 2025 Ballon d'Or. Yeah, because Dembele won it. I mean, if this is based off of 2025, then yeah, he should be in the top 10. I don't think that's wild. All these players absolutely deserve to be in the top 10. Maybe not in this order, but the top two definitely deserve to be in the top two. But you can make arguments to like rearrange. You can make the case that Rafinha could have been a little bit higher, and you could have probably put him over. I don't know. I mean, are you putting them over Mo Salah off of last season? I don't know. I think the top 5 is fine, but then you can start talking about the order from 6 to 10, I guess. But Palmer definitely deserves to be in the top 10 conversation for last season's Ballon d'Or. For this season, absolutely not. I'm saying Harry Kane has a real shot to win it, especially if he goes on to win the World Cup with England, wins the Champions League with Bayern Munich, wins the Bundesliga, wins the Golden Boot at the World Cup. Yeah, bro. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't win it. But I would love to know what other people think about that. Emporium, read, share, execute. Will do, sir. They all need to go. Do not buy or promote any club merchandise. Do not attend any games. Do whatever you can to hurt Blue Co on a financial level. So don't buy merchandise. Don't go to games. If you're a season ticket holder, obviously, right? You know, you're gonna probably end up going, but it's like you people probably watch his videos. I'll reiterate like the same thing. Leave your seat for like a portion of the game. Make sure like your seat is empty, right? Be relentless about spreading the message about Blue Co out online. They hate nothing more than negative press and public backlash, right? So they don't want anything negative being spoken about them. This is why online, the stuff I'm doing, the stuff other people are doing, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it does not matter. Push the message, Blue Co out. They have to go. They're ruining everything. They're ruining one of the pillars of the Premier League and a pillar in world football, if we're being completely honest, because they have greedy ambitions to make this a player factory rather than trying to get the results on the pitch and actually have us win silverware. Because winning silverware and winning the Premier League and being in the Champions League consistently should be the bare minimum. But you win trophies, you're going to get more money, and more sponsorships are going to want to link up with you. Then it says join the Blue Co protest on April 18th. We won't be targeting one specific part of the ownership or their model. They all need to go, and they do. Like, this protest isn't about targeting players, so or talking about Spurs going down or whatever, right? Or just Tottenham in general. This is about them needing to go. No players should be targeted. So no Liam Delat banter, none of that crap, bro. It's all about getting Blue Co out. That's all that matters, right? And the match going fans, I want to say this to you guys. You guys need to do your part if you're going to sit there for 90 minutes and actually get these chants going around the ground. Because you know these owners sit in those suites and those press boxes and all that stuff. They hear everything. You got to continue to push the message. Strasbourg fans are coming out to London on the 18th, and that's important, man. Like, there needs to be a united front on this. Like, we need to get these guys out. Like, we absolutely have to. So the home fans, away fans, even if you're not a fan of Chelsea Football Club, if your club is in this position, you're acting the same way, right? So Man United fans could probably also voice this too if they really wanted to, because their ownership group doesn't have the cleanest record either. But Man United are sitting third in the Premier League, probably will get Champions League, and they're more likely to win pieces of silverware much earlier than we can. We lucked up with 2 of them last season, right? So give me 1 second, guys. Liam Rosini is the problem. I mean, everyone's averaging over a 7 in the ratings, but I don't really like to look at ratings like that. I just like to see it off the eye test, right? Because sometimes the ratings after the games don't really match how they played. N'Golo Kante. Rank these number 8s: Enzo, Pedri, Bruno, Jude, Szoboszlai. I'll say for this season, right now, I'd have Bruno number 1 because he's having a fantastic season, bro. Bruno's number 1. I'd go because I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm gonna go because I know people can be like, no, Enzo ain't number 2. I mean, in my opinion, I think I rate him very highly, but if I'm going off of what I feel like, actually, you know what? Fuck it, bro. I'm gonna go Bruno, Enzo, Pedri, Szoboszlai, and then Jude. I know saying Jude last is crazy, but I think Szoboszlai is having a great season, even though Liverpool aren't doing well. Like they aren't playing as well. He's been one of the few bright moments and the bright sparks in this team, and honestly has saved a lot of points for them this season. In England, they consider David Raya the best goalkeeper in the world, and here in Spain, nobody talks about him. Raya is never going to get into the lineup once Unai Simon is there. I mean, they do have a battle on their hands. I mean, Spain have a lot of goalkeepers, bro. Robert Sanchez was also probably in contention to get into the squad, but he's fallen off so much since Liam Racina's come in. I don't know if he even gets in. I think the two that do go is Unai Simon and him. But I guess you do need a third goalkeeper. But to say that he'll never get into the lineup, I think is a bit crazy. Yeah, whatever, bro. João Pedro to Arsenal, shock transfer talk emerges. Bro, that's not gonna happen. That's not happening. A lot of people, a lot of media outlets. So I guess if we're gonna break it down, right? It's 54 times failure to provide accurate financial information, 14 times failure to provide accurate details for player and manager payments, 5 times failure to comply with UEFA regulations, including FFP, breaches of Premier League profitability and sustainability rules, failure to cooperate with Premier League investigations, total 115 breaches of Premier League regulations. Enzo Fernandez, I mean, he is a Madrid player, but like I said, bro, it's a 50-50 chance that he leaves in the summer. Yeah, bro, who remembers this, dude? Right? Like, who remembers this, man? That's what I'm saying. This is what it's all about right here. We can't keep taking away moments from people like this because I saw some people hate on him when like this initially came out. It's like y'all are some I was gonna say some pussies, but like honestly, you got to understand like the story. Yeah, he would have already sacked him 3 times. I mean, he wasn't bad, bro, but you do want to see this version of Cole Palmer playing for Chelsea, but the way that Liam Racina plays, dude, like he's gonna be restricted, in my opinion. I hate this Chelsea fan base so much. I mean, they're definitely a divisive fan base. I will say that. Bro, knock it off, dude. Like, there's knock it off, people. Belgium, the Red Devils will win the 2026 World Cup. I think the quarterfinalists. Yeah, bro. A lot of players, man, I'm telling you, do not want to play for him. No, I wouldn't take Frank Lampard back right now. I think it'll end up the same way because he's gonna end up speaking how it is, bro. They look better because the tactics that they play for the national team actually allows them to play football, bro. I mean, to be fair, he actually is doing that with us. It's just our team sucks right now. I mean, Florian Wirtz is a good player, but he's not Palmer, bro. We've seen what Palmer can do in the Premier League. We've already seen it. I don't know, man. Give me a second. I do want to watch something real quick before I get this stream over with because I'm gonna go hang out with my beautiful lady after this. There's something specific I wanted to look at. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to find something. Where's it at? Interesting. Okay. All right. I guess I can't find it. But with that being said, I'm gonna probably go ahead and get off here, guys. I'm gonna go hang out with my family and stuff, my beautiful lady, and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate everyone watching. Like, comment, share, do what you guys are usually do. I'll probably have some shorts uploaded in it a little bit later on tonight. But yeah, with that being said, I'm Jason, No Filter Chels on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. Sub to the YouTube as well. Outside of that, peace out, guys. I appreciate everyone watching.